The People's Democratic Party is kicking against this loan request. They are saying that, the National Assembly should not approve it because they know the amount of work that had to be done during President Obasanjo's time to ensure that we're able to get some debt relief. I do recall also that the former Minister of Finance, had raised an alarm over the level of our internal debt. I mean, our internal debt level. She said we're still okay as at that time with external borrowing plans. But internally, the amount of money we had borrowed, using federal government sovereign debt was, becoming to such an extent that people were beginning to, fear that this could become unmanageable. But she said external debt plans were okay. Are we about to get into trouble on both the internal front and the external front as well?
No, please, let me first and foremost refer to the one you talked about, the PDP. What I normally say is the PDP paradox. On one hand, in spite of the loot that went on under the regime, this is the first time Nigerian people are witnessing that the defense budget was converted into a slush fund, dished out. That's under PDP.
But they are right that they were able to get some debt relief during the
No. The debt relief,
time, aren't they?
We then opposed it. We opposed that there's nowhere in the world where you collectively $12.4 billion at a time, and you say you're paying debt. Don't forget about that debt. Let's not even go about that. I don't want to go into the details because even in 1984, President Muhammadu Buhari, as head of state, investigated the debt profile. He told us a story of when the committee he set up went to somewhere in Anambra State, where they borrowed for a carpet industry. Luckily, it was a combined with the creditors, the Paris Club and London Club officials. Mr. President said he asked them, you borrowed the Anambra State government then, so amount of money for a carpet industry in Ihiala. Where is the carpet industry? You want us to pay you. We're going to pay. But where is the carpet industry? That's just one example. So let's not go into that area. If you go into that area, you ask yourself, $12.4 billion. We argued then, please place this money on a cocktail of 20 billion requests. Tell the world you want to do power, 20 billion. But I have 12.4. Yes, you are paying about $1 billion annually as debt because they did not even want to investigate the actual debt. But let's leave about that. But we are saying, if you are paying $1 billion yearly and you place a request to the international community that you have $12 billion, please, I'm looking for 30. What will be the consequence? They will rush you with their money. And today,
just a moment. Regardless of the criticism of whether or not it was wise to have been seeking a debt relief as at that time, we were able to secure a debt relief as a country.
No. What we're saying, right? Please, what I'm saying, the gross unemployment you have today, the insecurity you have today is a result of that.
I'm simply asking, were we able to secure a debt relief as at that time or not?
No. What you are saying, what I should ask you as well, was it, when looking back hindsight, did it make economic sense? Did it make political sense? Did it make socio-economic sense?
That's what I'm saying.
It did
regardless
not.
Of the criticism,
it did not.
Regardless of the criticism, regardless of what...
It's not about the criticism.
It depends on who's looking at it and from
Don't
what
forget.
Angle, were we able to secure debt relief or not? That's the question.
The answer is yes. But what I'm asking as well is that you could see the consequences of throwing away, almost. Because you could have used that to reflect your economy, be able to pay the debts on a gradual run. America is owing over 20 trillion to the world. If you don't owe, you leave your people in hunger and abject poverty. Why did our schools collapse? Why did our hospitals collapse?
Because you got out of debt?
Because of the fact that you promised that if we get out of debt, we'll use the funds to reflect our critical social and fiscal infrastructure. Did PDP do that? Look at the rail they awarded. They awarded Lagos to Kano. It's about 1,300 kilometers at 8.3 billion. Today, that's the old gauge. Today, in this borrowing we are doing, 1.3 billion is to modernize that rail line. Is that good management that PDP can refer to? Is it good management that they fleeced off $16 billion?
Is this still about the PDP, really?
No. What I'm saying is that you said they are criticizing the loan. They are criticizing the loan. On one hand, that's the paradox I'm talking about. On one hand, they tell us, don't talk about yesterday.
Okay.
On the other hand, they are saying we shouldn't borrow. We are borrowing because of the interests of Nigeria.
Mr. Kuchika, I'm afraid we have to take a moment now. When we come back, we will talk about, the alleged the monies that are said to have been recovered and why we can't use that to reflect the economy. Good.